So here we are, October 2nd, and I don't see any more posts about Charlie Kirk and getting their tea. Did you guys already forget about Charlie? I thought you guys were standing up for him, and everything was so wrong with everyone.
Usually in these videos, I call people like that woman out, and we make fun of them, and we set the record straight. But here, I gotta say that she's not all the way wrong. Hear me out. You see, I still care about Charlie. I know that everyone watching this video still cares about Charlie. I know that we have not forgotten. I know that we have not moved on, but she does have a point there. Because in today's society, people just move on from these things way too quickly. And in Charlie's case, there are a lot of people that have moved on. I mean, look at what happened after George Floyd. We had months and months and months of protests and riots, and I'm not calling for that. But within a couple of weeks, it seems like a lot of people's passion and their anger and their emotions, they've died down drastically. Now, like I said, there are still people all around the world that still care. Charlie's not going away. His name, his legacy is not going away at all in the way that she was implying. But the media has done a good job at trying to quietly move on, at trying to cover any and everything else but Charlie Kirk's assassination. And to be fair, ever since Charlie got killed, there's been a lot of crazy stuff popping off in this country. So the media has had it easy. The media has had so many opportunities to kind of bury the Charlie Kirk story and to hop on to other stories that are currently happening and unraveling. So it's kind of worked out perfectly for the media because the media wanted to memory hold this story anyway, and luckily for them, all hell broke loose in America after Charlie was killed. But not just that. There are a lot of people who are fatigued, including myself. There are a lot of people who are fatigued, who still care, but don't necessarily want to talk about the Charlie Kirk case anymore. Because they don't want to get tangled up in all of the nonsense people are spreading. I can tell you that part of me doesn't even want to sit down and cover the Charlie Kirk case anymore. Because I don't want to deal with all of these bogus theories and all of this bogus nonsense that people are spreading. Now, if there's something credible, yeah, I want to talk about it. I want to look into it. But most of the stuff that is getting shared out there, it's complete nonsense. And it's turning people off. It's turning people away. People don't want to dig or look into the investigation anymore because of all of this nonsense, and I don't blame them. And that's probably why all of this nonsense is being boosted. And let me tell you this. These far leftists, like you saw at the beginning of this video, who celebrated after Charlie was killed, they're still celebrating right now. Because instead of blaming them, the people who actually killed Charlie, people on the right are blaming themselves. They're eating their own. It's such a sight to see. For years, we're told that the far left is violent, right? And we're not just told that. We see the violence on full display. We see the threats on full display. The far left was talking about killing Charlie for a long time. They hinted that they were going to kill Charlie in the days before they killed him. And then they proceeded to kill Charlie. And then after they killed Charlie, they laughed about it and they celebrated it. And what did the right do? The right says, oh, it couldn't have been the far left. It had to be Charlie Kirk's best friends. Obviously, far leftists didn't kill Charlie. It had to be his wife. It had to be his friends. It had to be all of his co-workers. Do you not realize how stupid that is? For years, You know, people try to hammer it home how dangerous these far leftists are, how dangerous some of these trans radicals are, right? And then they brag about how they're going to kill Charlie. And then they kill Charlie. And then they laughed about how they killed Charlie. And instead of blaming them, instead of holding their feet to the fire, instead of saying, hey, you see, this is what we were warning you guys about for years. We caught them with blood on their hands, literally. We caught them red-handed, literally. Here they are. They said they were going to kill Charlie. They killed Charlie, and then they celebrated killing Charlie. Right? It's right there for you. But instead, oh, well, I'm going to blame Charlie's best friends and his wife and any and everyone else possible instead of the far left radicals that killed Charlie. And now all of these leftists that were celebrating Charlie's death, they're celebrating and laughing, looking at us like we're stupid. They're looking at us like complete retards. Because a lot of people are acting like complete retards. They told you they're going to kill Charlie. They killed Charlie. Then they celebrated killing Charlie. And when you have all of the evidence and you can say, hey, for open and shut case, they did it. It was their ideology that they've been spreading. Instead of doing that, you take the blame off the far left and you put it on Charlie's friends, his wife, random people in the crowd, any and everyone except for the people who did it. And the left is laughing their asses off because not only did they warn you they were going to kill Charlie, they killed Charlie, they celebrated killing Charlie, and now they're getting away with it because idiots on the internet, and I don't even think these are just idiots anymore, want to place the blame any and everywhere else. Now, when you really think about it and you start looking at how things are going in this case, it really makes me feel like these aren't idiots. These people know exactly what they're doing. And it's weird because people who try to explore the truth, people who are trying to find out the truth, it seems like their videos and their content is suppressed. You want to know what's not suppressed? All of these theories about Charlie's death. Go on X right now. You cannot escape. Every other post is some slow motion video blaming someone else for killing Charlie. Do you think if that was factual information, do you think they would boost it on every social media platform? We know that they censor the truth and they allow lies. During COVID, did they ban people for telling the truth? Yes. People who were spreading lies, did they get banned? No. You could go on social media and say the sky is red, the sky is this color and that color. It can be a lie. Will you be fact checked? No. But if you spread the truth about certain things that they don't want you to spread the truth about, they shut you down. So it's odd to me that all of these wild, stupid conspiracies, none of them are being shut down. Why? Because there's no truth to them. Instead, they're boosting them because all these theories are doing, all they're doing is burying the truth. It's really simple and easy to see. You think that you're uncovering and doing all of this. No, you're running cover for the far left extremists that killed Charlie. And then now you got people online sympathizing with Tyler. And these aren't leftists. These aren't trans people. These are people on the right who are sympathizing with Tyler and they think he's innocent and they're fighting for Tyler's rights, the trans furry that killed Charlie. So if you want to know what a psyop, well, all of you are looking for a psyop, you're all looking for a conspiracy, congrats. You got trapped in one and now you look stupid and you're making everyone else look stupid as they laugh at us. Congrats. I mean, really ask yourself, folks. I know it's easy for some people. They see the slow motion videos, they get caught in a trance, and they really don't think for themselves. Really think. What's the one thing all of these little conspiracy theories that people are floating out there, what's the one thing all of these theories have in common? Every single one of these theories takes the blame off of the left. It takes the blame off of the radical trans people. It takes the blame off of the Democratic politicians, that have been promoting this rhetoric of everyone's Yahtzees, everyone's bad people, everyone deserves to die if they think differently than you. All of these theories have one thing in common. It takes the blame off of the left, off of the trans radicals, off of the Democrat politicians. It takes the blame off of them, and where does it place it? All of these theories, they take the blame off of the left, and they put the blame on Charlie's friends, his family, his wife, all people who are on the right. How convenient is that? They can tell you they're going to kill you, they can kill you, they can laugh about killing you, and then they can trick you into blaming your own for your death. And people aren't smart enough to kind of put two and two together. And I know I'll get comments in the comments below, well, what do you believe, the official FBI narrative? No, I don't. Never once have I said that I believe the official FBI narrative. In fact, I've been calling out the FBI and other law enforcement agencies since the beginning of my coverage on this case. I do not believe that we are getting told the whole truth about what happened to Charlie and about who was involved with what happened to Charlie. My thing is, I don't believe that these people who are spreading these conspiracies, I don't believe they're doing it to be helpful. I don't believe they're doing it because they're in pursuit of the truth. I think a lot of these people are working with the FBI and other three-letter agencies to purposely flood the zone with misinformation and a bunch of bogus hogwash so people either move on, stop caring, or just don't want to deal with this case anymore. Yeah, I think a lot of the people that you guys are watching thinking, oh my God, they're going to uncover the truth about Charlie. Thanks for doing this for Charlie. I think most of those people are on payrolls spreading fake information on purpose. Because I was able to easily uncover that Tyler was working with armed queer militias in Utah, militias that were directly connected to local politicians in Utah, and even bigger politicians in Washington, D.C. Hell, the governor of Utah was acting like he was Charlie's friend, but he wasn't. Charlie hated him. The governor of Utah had been accepting a lot of money from Big Pharma, who's pushing the trans stuff. You see, there's a lot of money floating around out here to kind of persuade people to not focus on the problems in the trans community. So I guarantee you, they may act like they're upset by the theories, but they're happy that people are taking attention away from the violent trans community. They're happy as hell that people are blaming everyone else except for the people who did it, because they want to keep that money rolling in. Big Pharma is paying out a lot of money for people who accept the trans stuff, okay? Because there's a lot of money to be made there. When you trans someone, you're turning them into a lifelong patient that's always going to need medications. They're always going to need operations. They're mentally ill. They're always going to be doing this and needing that. They're going to depend on the government, yada, yada, yada. All right? So what happened to Charlie Kirk, it has been the biggest wake-up call for people who had not realized that the trans community was this radical and violent. A lot of people don't realize that, okay? A lot of people don't follow the news in the way that we follow the news. So there's obviously an effort, and there has been an effort from the beginning to kind of hide that Tyler was living with a trans furry. And what else have you heard about Lance? Nothing. What else have you heard about the investigation overall? Nothing. They're allowing the conspiracies and the nonsense to dominate the headlines, to dominate the conversation, because that's what they want. They don't want the truth. If these people were getting down to the bottom of it and they were figuring out the truth, do you think they would still be getting millions and millions of views and allowed to exist on these platforms? No, they would have shut that down. So I think the reality that we're dealing with here is that a lot of the people that we're seeing spreading these fake stories and all of this fake information about the Charlie Kirk case, I don't believe that these are all innocent people who are just trying to figure out what happened to Charlie. I think these people are being paid, not all, but some, are being paid by government agencies to purposely spread this information, to take the heat off the left, off of the Democratic politicians that basically called for Charlie's death, that influence people every day to commit political acts of violence. They want all of the heat off the left, off of the Democratic politicians, all of the heat off of the trans community, and instead, hey, let's demonize Turning Point USA. Let's demonize Charlie Kirk's very movement and organization. So not only will we kill Charlie, we'll allow y'all's infighting to destroy his entire movement and everything he created. And that's what's happening right now. People who claim to care about Charlie are actively destroying Charlie and his legacy, including people who claim to be his friend. But they're not his friend. If you're Charlie's friend and you wanted the truth about Charlie's death to get out there, would you wait for weeks and hint like, hey guys, tune in next Monday when I drop more information about my best friend's assassination? No, that's not natural. None of what you're seeing happen is natural. When I got new information about the Charlie Kirk case, I don't know him at all, never met the guy, not even the biggest fan in the world. I was making fun of him because I thought Charlie was shilling too much for Israel. I was making fun of him like 2 weeks before he died. Yet when I got new information about the case, I was releasing videos at 3:30 in the morning. When I got the info, bam, dropped it right then. I'm not telling people, hey guys, come join my membership and next Tuesday, a week from now, we'll talk about what happened to Charlie. But that's what we're seeing. And I don't know why people cannot see how fake and phony a lot of this stuff is. But hey, it is what it is. These people are going to continue to drive people away from the Charlie Kirk story. They're going to continue to run cover for the people who killed Charlie while demonizing the people closest to him. It's absolutely disgusting to see. But the people who are joining in on that, you are partaking in the destruction of Charlie Kirk's legacy. Congrats. For now, though, I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.